Perfect. Okay,
This
guys.
meeting is being recorded.
I'm so glad that there's so many of you guys on. I've been kind of anxiously awaiting this call all day to see who was going to hop on because this tells me that you guys are really serious about taking your business to the next level in text marketing. And I feel like I've been talking about Shout you guys for years and everybody's kind of been wishy washy about it with me. But now that Zaya's on board, you guys are like, okay, finally, I'll, I'll do it now, Erica. So I'm glad you guys are finally on board. And we really want to do this call because we want to just break it down for you. So if you are not already, I want you to fire up your laptops, get logged into both Shout and your Zaya back office, because otherwise this might be going a little bit fast for you. If you're on your laptop, try and break your screen into two so you're going to be able to see our screen and you'll be able to see your screen. We will try and keep it at a good pace. But we do also want to respect everybody's time, guys. So if you feel like you are just like completely behind, we're probably not going to slow it down that much for you. That'll be something you'll catch on a replay. But try and keep up. Try and just follow along. Again, we're going to try and keep it at that medium pace for you guys. So I have Bryce here with me. We are going to show you guys how to do a we're going to walk you through real time, but there's some really unique stuff that we've done just specifically for our team that have absolutely nothing to do with Zaya, because we love Shout and there's so many unique and cool features. So if you've been using Shout for a little bit, this is going to make your life probably a little bit easier, but there's more features that we're going to bring to you to be able for you to be able to utilize Shout to its full capacity. So um, Bryce and I are like BFFs anymore. I feel like we talk every day. And I absolutely love his energy and what he brings to the table. The cool thing about Shout, so Bryce is one of the founders of Shout, and the awesome thing about it is if you have feedback, they listen and they do it within like the hour. Okay. I've requested so many things for them to do, and they put it into action so quickly. And it's really cool to see. So, a lot of the features tonight were requests that I had made when they decided to do this integration, and they made it possible so that it could flow with my business because I wasn't going to be on board with the integration unless it worked specifically for me, to not have to continue using a VA in order to do these things for me. Now it's free. Shout does it for me, which is awesome. So, Bryce, I'm going to kick it over to you. Let me know when you need me on this. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for the very kind intro. I've absolutely loved our working relationship and excited for the things in the future. So, my name is Bryce Brownlow. I'm the founder of Shout, and I'm also the CEO of the company. And super excited to bring this forth. And so, just a very very quick high level overview of the integration and what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to keep it very streamlined on here. We've been doing a lot of these demos since the announcement of the integration. And so it's one thing I hope everybody hears and knows from me personally. I love talking to everybody individually. Our support team loves talking to everybody individually, and we get really excited about feedback. These demos, we want to try and keep it very streamlined on here. So if you have a question, if you're like, hey, my account's not working, or I've got X, Y, or Z, shoot me a message or message our support, and I promise we'll get you taken care of. But being that this is going to be a recording that we're going to put on replay, we're going to just kind of step through very quickly of what the steps are of one, how to connect your Shout account to your Zaya back office. And then two, we're going to show you how to implement some of the automations once you have those accounts connected. So Erica's put some tools together for you that we can roll out, and I'm going to show you that these are the exact things that she's utilizing in her account. So what we'll be doing is just kind of streamlining that portion of the process. My hope is that it takes 10, maybe 12 minutes to go through all of it. And then once we've kind of walked through that, it's then something where we can kind of open it up for some Q&A and make sure that everybody's kind of tracking it on the same page. So if that sounds fair to everybody, we'll kind of jump in straight from that side. So I guess kind of the assumption that I'm going to make here is that everybody is in the game plan group chat at this point. And if you are, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share screen here. And Eric, is it okay that if I share your account?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And again, I'm doing it from the web. It is possible to do this from your mobile device, but again, it's going to be a little bit easier doing this type of setup from your computer. So what we're doing here is I'm going to just tap into the game plan. And what we're going to first look at here is our links section. So if all of you will click on links, It's the second one down, and we're going to have everybody click on the preloaded text link here. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to a Shout folder that Erica has put together for you. So the things that you're going to see in this folder, and if this doesn't make a ton of sense right this second, don't worry, we're going to circle back and kind of talk through all these pieces. But the first step is to get all of this imported into your account. So on here, I see a little button that says add to folder. You're going to see a little button that's going to say import all. So it's safe to hit import all. We can delete things out or pull it out if you don't want it. But the things that we have in here are some simple follow-up. Say it again.
Sorry. They're saying that they don't have access to this folder. I just sent a new link. That should be the correct one. I wasn't sure if you wanted to share a link in the chat quick.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody else doesn't.
Oh, it's because if we hit public access on that link, since it's attached as a link in the folder, that'll make it a little bit easier on here.
Try again, ladies. Keep going, Bryce. You're good.
So we've got that there. So we'll have you click on that. And then this is where you're going to be able to go through and you're going to hit import all on these items. So we have a few different message templates that we're going to be looking at. We have a new customer drip campaign that we'll have available. And then I added in a list and a tag, and we're going to talk about what those things are and how they're relevant in the follow-up process. Okay, so before I kind of navigate away from here, let's just make sure that everyone's had a chance. Go ahead and click on there, and we're going to have you then hit import all. Now, once you've hit the import all button, the first thing that we need to do is we're then going to go into the drip campaign itself, and there's two things that we need to do on this. The first thing that we need to do, we're just going to click on Edit Drip Campaign. So with this, you're going to see that it's currently set as paused, okay? And we don't have any services selected. So first thing that we want to do is we want to select customer service. And again, the assumption on here, if you haven't done this yet, we'll walk through it at the end. But if you've already set up a paid Shout account, a basic, pro, or business plan on here, you will have a customer service number that came along with that. And so what we're doing on here is we are simply saying we want this campaign to run through our customer service phone number. So that's what this service selection is about. So we're going to select the customer service as our outlet. And then what we want to do is, this is something where it's already been pre-filled on here for you. So Erica's done some work on here. This is where it's great. So it's going to say, hi, contact first name, it's, and this is where you want to insert your name. Yours, Aya Rep, reaching out to thank you for your order. I'd love to keep in touch. Be sure to check out my group. Go ahead.
Sorry. They're not able to edit this example new customer. Can you just go back to where that piece was? Sorry.
So if you go into example new customer, right? Or so you're saying just from the folder?
Yeah.
So here, and then once it's been imported, you'll click on it, and for you, it's going to then say the view imported record.
And so guys, go back to that folder and then hit that drip campaign, that new customer one. Is everybody there now? Can we get some thumbs up?
Yeah, and sorry, let me see if I can find chat here.
Melissa, Jody, Amy, is everybody there? I don't see any thumbs up, so I'm guessing that's a no, or okay, got it. Okay, cool. They're good. Good.
Okay, so yeah, so what you want to do is once you've hit import, make sure that's imported, and then we're going to have you click on the drip campaign, and that's going to bring you here, and yours is going to look just like this. The status will say paused, services will say none. Okay, so once you're on this page, you click on Edit Drip Campaign. And then with that, what we're going to do is this is where we're then going to select customer service. We're going to review this, right? So this is where you want to go through. And Amy, yes, we have determined that. I'm going to show that here in just a second. So this is where you want to then enter your name and kind of personalize this to make sure that it's doing what you need it to on here and say the way that you want. So you'd be entering your name, your VIP link. And again, if you wanted to swap out this image for one that is a picture of you, you're more than welcome to, right? So that's where this piece, mostly you're just giving it a quick review. So to walk through this so everyone understands what this drip campaign is going to do, it's going to send out this very first message here when a customer places an order. 3 days after that, at 12 p.m. And again, you can adjust this. You can adjust the time. You might say, actually, I want that to go out at 10 a.m., right? You could do something like that if you wanted. Okay. 3 days after, at your selected time, it's going to send the second message, right? Your Zaya item should be arriving any day now if it hasn't already. Okay. Then 3 days after that, we send our third message out here, asking if there's something on the Zaya wish list. Okay. And then 3 days after that, it's going to send the fourth message. Now, one thing to keep in mind on here, this is an example drip campaign. Okay. So just so everybody hears it, again, hearing it from me, I had someone the other day say, hey, Bryce, like whenever you say stuff, we kind of take it as doctrine. So like, if you're leaning on this, like we got to know. So just, I want everyone to hear me say it on here where it's this is an example flow. Please personalize it. Please make sure that it, does what you want. So if you're saying, you know what, I want it to go out at 2 p.m. instead of 12 p.m., or I want it to do this or that, you're allowed. You have permission. This is your business. These are your customers that you're talking to. This is just a template and a baseline that Erica and Amy have been very gracious in putting together to help everybody out. So make sure that you personalize this to fit your style. Once you've done so, you're going to click the active button here to turn it on. And then you're going to click on the save button. Okay. So in this case, this is in Erica's account, so I'm not going to save this. I'm just going to leave it under paused, but you're going to click the active button and then save. Okay. So once we've done that with this drip campaign, we now have a new customer order follow-up that's set up and ready to go for us. So the next step that we want to do on here is we're then going to go into our settings. So settings, we got to, if you see your picture in the upper right-hand corner for account, you're going to click on that. We'll go to settings. And it's going to pull up a secondary navigation menu here. So we're going to click on the services button. And we're going to scroll down until you see Zaya Active. Okay. So you'll click on Zaya Active. And here, this is going to be your settings for the integration between your back office tool and the Shout app. So what we're looking at here is when everyone got their Zaya back office account connected to Shout, we have this message that's set by default that's going to say, send this message automatically anytime a new order is placed. In this case, if you're wanting to do a new customer and a returning customer workflow where it's a little bit more personalized, what I'd recommend is I'm going to have you uncheck the send automatically box. And then you're going to
Bryce,
hit
can they see this
changes.
yet?
Say it again.
We haven't showed them how to integrate their accounts. So we haven't showed them how to integrate
sorry,
their
I thought
accounts
most
yet.
people
So I
had
don't
already
know that
done
they're going
that
to be able
part. Do you want to show that? Should we hit pause on there? Do you want to show really quick?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So I'll unshare my account, or if you unshare your screen, I'll share mine.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, sorry. I think I was talking over you. I apologize.
I'm going to share my account. You're fine. You're totally fine. Okay. Hold on, guys. We're getting it. This will give you time to catch up. And you can always go back and edit stuff later too, guys. So don't feel like just because you turned that on that now everybody's going to unless you get a ton of orders tonight, which if so, like, good for you. Awesome. But don't stress. Okay, let me see. Are you able? I'm not hearing anybody. Oh, yeah. Can you guys see it?
So I can't see your screen yet, Erica, but you've been kind of choppy.
Okay. Can you see or hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. You see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you guys, if you log into your back office, go down here to Shout, which you can see I'm hovering over right now. And then this screen is going to pop up. You're going to want to hit get started. And then Bryce, do you want to walk through this part?
Yeah.
And I'll just show.
Yep. So all that you're going to do is you're just going to click on the get started button there. And in your case, I think on yours here, Erica, is if you're signed on yours, I think since we're already connected on here, it might just take us right into Shout. But for those of you who haven't connected already, the most important part is just clicking on the little Shout button on the left there. And then it's also going to say get started there. So all of you already have a Shout account, which is great. So when you click on get started, it's then going to pop up a little prompt that's then going to ask you if you would like to import your orders. And you're going to say enable. It's then going to ask if you want to import your past orders. You're going to enable that as well. It might bring up the little piece where it shows your like the send this message out automatically. And if it does, that's completely fine. That's where you can then just say, yes or save. And then after it does that, it's then going to prompt you to upgrade your Shout account to a paid account. So if you haven't done that already, it's going to walk you through a couple steps where you're going to need to enter your like your name and your address and your payment info. Once you've set up and then it's going to ask you for your subscription on there of which plan to do. So something that we've had a lot of people get confused on is it will show the plan area and everything kind of by default is set up to pay annually. So you can toggle that over to monthly if you would like. And I'd recommend setting up a basic or a pro plan. The difference between the two is the number of text messages that you get each month. And then there's also an additional phone number that you can set up with a pro plan, which we can talk about later. So anyway, I'd recommend just doing basic. For most of you getting started, basic is going to be fine, and you can choose to pay monthly or pay annually. And then once you've gotten that piece set up, you'll then need to set up your phone number. It's going to give you a little window that is then going to set up a prompt. It's going to say set up texting. So you'll need to do that. And then it's just going to have you verify. It's going to send you a text to your phone number. You punch in the little verification code. And once you've gone through that, it will have your new Shout phone number set up. So I want to see on here if there's a quick way to, and Erica, I don't know if you're still there, but I know it's not showing your screen anymore. I just want to see here really quick. Can you still hear me, Erica?
Yes, we can hear you.
To go to my Shout account. And so.
Okay. So that's where, you're just going to click through. It's 5 clicks that you're going to go through if you're doing it straight from your Zaya back office and into the Shout piece. And so once you have that portion set, that's then when we're able to go to the settings page that I was just showing here. And I just want to see, here real fast if there's, I just can't hear Erica, so I don't know if she's still here. I don't know if,
I am here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Are you still able to just show just your back office page here for a sec?
I can, but you can't see anything. That's the problem because it wants to connect to my personal Shout account through this rep's back office, and that's just not working.
Oh, okay. So that was your different rep's account. Okay.
Yeah. So but I think the biggest thing is us to answer any questions they have about the questions being asked during that process. Is everybody through that? You guys, do you feel good about the connection of your back office to Shout?
Okay, yeah, because I feel like most people have gone through that. So that's where, yeah, so it looks like people are to do that. So Jody, yes, I'd say import past orders as well. So I would just basically say yes to all the pieces on there. Melissa and others, right, that are saying, hey, I connected it and I still don't see my orders. Unfortunately, that's something that's kind of out of Shout's control. Zaya corporate is working really hard on getting all of the past orders imported right now. So rest assured, I promise they will be in there. It's just, they're kind of working out the kinks of getting those things in. So once those are available, it will import all of your past orders into your Shout account. And I'll show you where you can see your orders and what those look like and how we can interact with orders from our customers.
And then real quick, when you guys are setting up your Shout account, use your cell phone number. That's how you're going to log in and stuff like that. Like that's your username, because if you know how when you get locked out of Facebook, it sends you an SMS and like an SMS to give you a code. You're going to want to use that. So I just want to, I know a lot of people have asked me that question, Bryce, on the side too.
Yes.
I don't even know my Shout phone numbers. It doesn't matter because I just go in through Shout and text people through that. It's not actually done from your phone. So, but your phone number, your personal cell phone number matters when it comes to your login. So,
yes.
So Bryce, I think we can move over to the next piece. Sorry, I had to stop sharing my video too because it was making it
a little choppy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay, no problem. So I've got this pulled back up here. So again, for those of you, and sorry that if it was going a little fast and people didn't have their accounts connected. So this is the settings page. So once you have your back office and Shout connected, again, what we'll have you do is click on account. You'll then click on settings. And once you've clicked on settings, you're then going to click under services. You're going to click on Zaya active. And that's what will bring you to this page here. Okay, so what we have set is there's a single default message, right, that Zaya has crafted for everybody. And if that's something you say, hey, I want it to be a little bit more personalized, and that's what Erica's talking about here, where we have a kind of new customer path that's set up with the drip campaign we just looked at, we're going to uncheck the send automatically button here. And then we're going to click on save changes. Okay, so let's have everybody do that real fast. And once you've done that, then what we're going to do is we are going to tie in the new drip campaign that we just imported into our account. And to do that, we're going to add it under the conditional actions section here. So if you can see the blue plus button on here, we already have them set up for Erica. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like to set it up on your side. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on the blue plus button. And what you're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have you select all orders, new customer. Okay. And so just to explain what this means is anytime someone is a brand new customer and they've made a first purchase, with you at Zaya, the system knows that this is their first time making a purchase for you. So we want to send them down the new customer path or route. So we're going to have you click on new customer. And once you've done that, first thing that we're going to do is this part's going to be blank, and we're going to have you click on the Run Drip Campaign button. Okay, so you'll click on Run Drip Campaign. Okay, and this is where you would then do the new customer. And I think in yours is probably going to say example, new customer. So you'll select that as your drip campaign, and then you're going to click on Customer Service. Once you've done that, we're then going to have you click on the Add Action button. Okay, so once you've done that, it's then going to save, and it's going to show that it's going to say Run Drip Campaign, and it will say New Customer. The next thing that we want to do is anytime we have a new customer come in to Shout, right, it's creating them as a contact, and it's going to add their order to our account. So we want to organize these customers into a list so that it's easy for us to know who our customers are, who our team members are. So we're going to have you click on the More Actions button. And on the third one down here, we're going to say Assign List. So you'll click on Assign List. And if you import it all on there, there's then going to be a customers list that you can select. So you'll click on Customers, and then you're going to click on Add Action. Okay. Once you've done that, we're going to have you click on More Actions again, and then we're going to have you select Add Tag. So we'll have you select Add Tag, New Customer. Once you selected New Customer, we'll have you click on Add Action, and then we're all set. So what this means is anytime a new order comes in, it's automatically going to run our new customer drip campaign for us that we just edited. It's then going to assign that new customer to our customers list inside of Shout, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then it's also going to assign a new customer tag to that contact. So then when you're going through, let's say that maybe it's and again, the purpose behind this, if it's a new customer, you're going to give them different treatment, right? And so this is a way where you can then go into your contacts and you can sort by your new customers. And again, these are people who have probably only placed one order at this point. And it's just an extra way to segment your customers, to know who to reach out to and to help get over the hump into coming back and placing more orders. So now that we have that set, It's then going to ask us when we want these actions to happen. So on here, it might say there, I don't know if it pre-fills with a number or not. I would just change this to 0. So then it starts immediately. And then it's going to say for which conditions. So you're going to see this, and your status might say status, like it might already say like any, all, not applicable. What I'd like you to do is click on this drop down and select status paid. So once you've selected status paid on here, that means once someone has, made their purchase, right, and that order comes through, that's when we want this drip campaign to start and have that contact added to the tag and added to the list. So once we have all of these things set, we're going to click on the save button and we're ready to go. So before I go any further on here, is this making sense to everybody, or is anybody stuck or hung up on what we're talking about with this portion of it?
I have a question, Bryce.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. Jody, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to say, I just got hung up on when we went down to the sourcing, like what we're supposed to do there.
Okay. So with the source on here, is this what you're talking about, the sources?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we're going to have you, all that you need to do, these first two are already pre-filled for you and they're what they need to be. So it'll say new customers and source all orders. So we're only doing the third one on the bottom, and we want to select status paid. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay. So great question on there, Jody. So all you have to do is select status paid, and then you're going to hit the save button. Now what we want to do is, so we've just set up a track for anybody who's a new customer and they've just placed their very first order with us. So now we want to set up a path or a track for our returning customers, right? So with that, we're going to do the same steps. We're going to have you click on the blue plus button, and then you're going to click the second one down that says Zaya Active Orders Return Customer. Okay, so you'll click on Return Customer on there. And once you do, it's going to pull up this one that says Our Returning Customers. And we're going to go through the same thing. So in this case, I'm just showing you this because we already have this one built for Erica. So this is what you want yours to look like. So when you start yours, it's going to be blank on here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we actually want to click on the send message. Okay, and the message here, we're just going to click on it so you can see the one that's in here. There are some templates, right, that we put in that folder that Erica has already added in there for you. So what you would do is you're going to click on send message, and you're going to see this little icon here. And if you hover over it, it looks like a piece of paper, and it's called message helpers. So we'll have you click on message helpers, and then you're going to click on message templates, and then you can choose from quick follow-up 1, 2, or 3. And Caitlin, so if you said, how did we get here? So what we clicked on is we clicked on send message, and then we clicked on message helpers, and then message templates. And that's what's going to bring up a little menu here for you to choose from. And there's quick follow-up 1, 2, or 3. And so this is where you can kind of get familiar with these. And so on this one, we'll click on that. It's going to say, hey, so thankful for your order. Hope you absolutely love your new Zaya. How's everything fitting, right? If we don't like that one, we can cycle through and say, great, and we're all kind of learning together. I haven't looked at these ones. Message 2, so excited for you to get some more. Can't wait to see it. You have a pic to share? I'd love to see, right? So I think these are really great because they're conversation starters. This is what makes it personal. So we have a lot of people that will go through and they'll actually kind of cycle through these different messages, maybe every few weeks or every month, right? So pick one that you like. So there's 3 different ones that you can choose from under our message templates here, follow up 1, 2, or 3. So in this case, we're just going to go with 3 here for a second. Okay. Once you've done that, again, we're going to click on customer service because that's the outlet that we want to send it to them through. And then we're going to have you click on add action. Okay. Once we've done that, we now have our automatic message set up that's going to send. And then the second thing that we want to do is we're going to click on more actions, and we're going to do the same thing. Now, some of these customers might not have already been added into our list yet, right? These may have just been imported customers. They've placed another customer, or they've placed another order. So we want to make sure that they make their way into our customers list. So we'll click on more actions, assign list, customers. We're then going to click on add action. Okay. Once you've done that, we're then going to add another action that's going to remove the new customer tag from that customer because they're no longer a new customer. So on here, we're then going to click on the more actions. And about midway down that menu, it says remove tag. And we want it to remove the new customer. And then we'll click on add action. Okay. So once we've done that, again, we're going to turn this number here on step 2 to 0. And then same thing as the last one. We're only worried about the status down at the bottom. We're going to change that from any and all or not applicable to status paid. So once we have that piece set, we're then going to go ahead and click on save. And we now have 2 separate paths set up. One for new customers, right? That's going to run our new customer drip campaign. It's going to add a new customer tag to our customer, and it's going to put them into our customers list. And then we have our returning customers path, which is going to send a single message to them. It's going to add them to our customers list, and then it's going to automatically remove the new customers tag for us. Okay. So any questions so far about this piece?
I would just like to chime in, guys. Like, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I'm going to tell you it's normal. Okay. Anytime you're learning something new, I'm just going to challenge you guys to just like have a little grace with yourselves and don't give up, because once you set this up, it's like game over. Like, you don't have to do a whole lot with it. You can go in and edit, but I know it seems like a lot of steps and you're probably like, holy crap. But what we're trying to do is make it actually easier for you, so that later down the road, when you want to message all of your customers, they're already there in a list for you. So I know that there's extra steps, but it's actually saving you a lot of time in the end. So have patience. I promise it's a lot easier than you think. It's just going to take a little bit getting used to. So any questions? I've tried to answer everybody in the chat so far.
Did you answer mine? I might have missed it with, and maybe it's a Bryce thing, but I'm sure it's just when you have that automatic like template and it says like, it has like those little parenthesis looking things that says contact first name underscore whatever. Is that automatically built in to put the customer's name in there every time?
Yeah, great question. So that's what that's called as a noun, and really great question on there. So in this case, so we'll just click into here so everyone knows what Jody's talking about. So we're talking about the message that's set up. Okay, so on here it says, hey, contact first name, right? So thankful for your order. So where that came from is our nouns. And so this is actually called a curly brace. So if you click on the curly brace icon here, this is going to give you a whole list of different things that Shout can insert for you. So the most popular one on here, right, is going to be the contact first name, where it's a, hey, contact first name. And again, you know, shipping labels and like tracking links and things are going to be added in here very soon, right? Shout does our own shipping stuff, but Zaya kind of does their own shipping. And so that's going to be integrated into Shout as well. And so this is, again, just their references that Shout will pre-fill for you. So the way that you would insert it is you just click on the little curly brace and then hit contact first name. The nice part is, again, with the message templates that Erica put together, it already includes that for you. So if that's, hopefully that answers the question there, and makes it a little bit easier for you. It's a great question, Jody.
Hey, Bryce, I had a question that wasn't answered yet.
Okay.
Because I was trying to follow along on the app.
Okay.
Are all the features on the web browser version the same on the app?
So great question. So the answer to that is they are not all available native like in app, but if you're on the mobile app, in the left-hand corner, so if you go to the home screen and then in the top left corner, you're going to see your picture. If you tap on that, then you're going to click on settings. And so if you go to settings, it's then actually going to open up I don't know if you can see that. It's going to open up like the mobile web browser.
Yep.
And so to get to where we're at from there, there's a black bar at the top and it's a menu and you can tap on that.
Yeah, this was the same issue I was having in Salt Lake. It brings me to a page that says share, direct message, group chat, broadcast, and cancel.
Oh, are you on an app?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So,
Erica, shush.
Okay, so yeah, so let's instead of trying to instead of trying to get there from the app, all that you need to do is just open up a web browser. So just open up your web browser and then type in shout.app. And then that's where it's going to have you log in on the web. And then it'll pop a little thing saying open an app or continue in browser. Hit continue in browser.
Okay, so basically don't use the Shout app, use the browser.
Okay. If you're trying to do like this type of setup and doing these types of things, yes. But obviously, the apps can, that's where you want to do all of your day-to-day stuff. But when you're trying to do setup stuff like this, especially like the Zaya page, that's where you'll want to do it.
Okie dokie. That helps tremendously. That explains why I was lost.
Okay, good. And if you want, I'll send you, I'll send you like a $20 gift card toward your purchase of an iPhone, so you can.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that makes my heart happy. Thank you, Bryce.
You're welcome.
Eric has been trying to convert me for quite a while now.
Okay, so good question on there. Yeah, so if anyone was running into that, again, for sake of recording, what she was running into is it's kind of looping. When you go to settings for your mobile app, Android Play Store works really hard to keep you in the native experience, because if there's a paid app, they don't want you to basically circle around and get into a place where you could pay, where they're not able to capture a portion of the payment on the subscriptions. And so they look at that as us trying to skirt it, when in reality, we're really just trying to make it where people can adjust settings for functionality that isn't in the native application at this point. So that's where if you get stuck in a loop like that, just open up a browser, go to shout.app, you're going to log in, and then from there, you'll then kind of see the web version of this, and then you can get into your settings, and it has everything that you see here on the web. You'll be able to just see in a very condensed mobile view right from your phone. So hopefully that helps for everybody else that's on an Android. So, okay, any other questions? Any other questions as to this piece before we kind of jump into the next part here and show what orders look like and how to interact with those? Okay. Awesome. So not seeing those. So what we're going to do is we'll jump in kind of the next little piece here. So whether it's from your mobile app or whether it's here on the web, there's a couple different ways where you can see your orders inside of Shout. So one way that's very easy, right, is there's orders are here just in your left-hand menu. So you can click on orders, and then this is then when it's going to pull up a bunch of different orders on here, okay? So in this case, we'll go ahead and we'll click on this one here at the top. This is going to show your contact's name and info and phone number. And on this, everyone, I'll be honest, I'm just going to go a little quick because we have real information and data in here. So if I'm going a little speedy on this, it's just for privacy for folks. But this is going to show your order details and customer info up at the top. It's going to show that it was invoiced and it was paid, your order total. Once the shipping links are available from Zaya, we're hoping it's in the next couple weeks. That will then appear right here in the order. So if your customer is reaching out saying, hey, I can't find my tracking link, or you know where it's at, you can find it right here. The other really great part is once they are available, that is something that will also get automatically texted to the customer from your Shout number. Once the tracking link's available, it's going to fire off, hey, so-and-so, your order's been shipped. Here's your tracking link, which is really exciting. So not only will that text get sent out automatically, but you'll also be able to find that tracking link right here on the order itself. There's then going to show the product items on here, and then there might be any order notes. And these order notes are things that you can punch in yourself, okay? So we can do that, and you can update it. So outside of that, very simple on here. There's a few things that you can do with our filters that are kind of cool from this page. We can do it from here, and we can also do it from the contacts table that I'd like to show you. So these are filters. Again, you can thank Erica for this. She's also made another great suggestion that we'll be adding in for this also. And it's coming soon. So we have order SKUs. So you can actually go through here, and then you could say, cool, I want to search by a specific SKU for an order, which is really cool. And then there's also going to be one, I think genre, you called it genres, right, Erica?
Yeah, like bomber bra would be like a genre of something we'd want to look up.
Yes. So we'll be adding different filters in on there, so then you can kind of sort through your orders. We also have ways where you can go through and say, great, I want to see orders that were created, between such and such dates that will kind of sort them out here. And again, we're waiting for some of these filters that are very Zaya specific to get pumped into our orders. So I don't want this to confuse anyone. I'm just going to switch over to our contacts table really fast because it shows a little bit more of the filter functionality. You'll also then be able to say, great, order SKUs, and then we'll also be adding in order count, right? So this is something where you say, hey, I only want to see contacts who have never ordered before, right? And then you could apply that filter, and then it's going to sort based on people who have never ordered. You can then also do it by saying, okay, you know what? I actually want it to be by people who have many orders, which means more than one. So technically this would be your return customers. We say, great, here's people with many orders. We could also say, awesome, I want to see people who have placed only their first order, right? So what's really great about this is now it's like, hey, cool, here's 51 people right now that I can say, awesome, I want to organize them into a certain way, or here's how I want to reach out to them. We have a promo, right? So really great ways to be able to engage with your customers simply by applying filters on here that are going to make it quite a bit easier rather than you having to go try and track all of this down in the back office tool. Okay, so again, the filters right now, we have some really helpful ones, and we're about to add even more in here over the coming weeks. So if there are things that you guys are saying, man, it'd be really nice if I could search or filter our contact table by this, or this, please send us feedback and let us know, because this is something that the best part is, corporate doesn't know what all of you are actually trying to do or how you're trying to access that information unless you tell them. And they don't want to hear it from us. They want to hear it from you. So if there's certain things that you're wanting and needing to find with this data, please pass it along. And then that way we can get it into Shout here to make life easier for you when trying to segment your customers. Any questions about the filters or how to find the order table? Go ahead.
Yeah, if yours looks different than mine, it's because you're new to Shout and you might not have anything. One thing we left off, Bryce, right now, you guys, it's taking up to 48 hours to pull your customer info. So if you don't have anything, that's just because you're just brand new to it. So if yours looks different than mine, I've been using it for years. So all of mine was manually imported. You got the lucky strike, and yours will all be done for you, but it will take some time. So give this a little bit of time for everything to get imported in your back office and for Zaya to shake out some of the features that they're working on.
Yes. Great adage on there. And again, I would say like Molly, like it, where you're saying, hey, I'm still not seeing my stuff from Saturday. It's literally just because we're waiting on Zaya to be able to kind of get everything through their queue. They had a boatload of requests on their server. And so they're kind of having to slow roll trying to get all of the data migrated over and pushed in. So hang tight. It, yes, is a volume thing. So it will come on there. And then, yes, you would then be able to do things with multiple SKUs.
Awesome.
On your filters on there. So great questions. I guess last piece that I wanted to show on here as far as orders, right? As I said, there's two ways to see your orders on here, right? So what's really great is with this, let's say like with Ashley on here, we can click on order. So we're just in her conversation, right? So it's really great. As you can see, Erica's been sending promo messages to her, right? And what's awesome is we look at this and say, cool. In July, she placed an order on here, right? And what's fantastic about that is check this out. July 26th, here was a message about a sale. And look at that. July 26th, 2023, she made a $157 purchase, right? So there is power in following up with people and being smart about how you're sending out messages to your customers and when you're doing it. Okay, so again, we'll do another call where I talk a lot about theory and not sending too many messages to your customers. But this works and it helps, and there's a ton of value that comes along with it. So what's cool is right here inside of the conversation with Ashley, we have her profile information. So if you're doing this from your phone, right, in your inbox, you can tap on the conversation and you're just going to swipe to the left, right? And then that's what's going to take you over into a notes section. You can see activity, and then it'll allow you to swipe over to orders. So right from here, we can see Ashley's order. We can hit view. And it's going to show us the same stuff that we saw from the order table. Okay. So anyway, those are our two ways that we can get to our orders for customers. One, straight from the conversation. The second, going straight to the orders table where we can see all of our orders. Any questions about that piece?
Bryce, one thing I wanted to add when you showed that conversation, which I'm really glad that one worked out nicely. was the fact that I want to make note to you guys that she didn't respond to me. She just ordered, which was a response. So I feel like a lot of times when people don't respond to our mass text, we get in our own heads. But you guys, an order is a response, and no response doesn't mean that they're not interested. They just weren't interested in that text or in that moment. As far as if our customers approve of these or anything like that, they can opt out at any time by just texting back stop. And you will get a lot of those. I get those every time I send a mass text to my customers. That is normal. Don't take it personal.
Yes, and one
personal.
Yes,
but they just write back stop. And
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there.
That was all I had.
So sorry. Okay, so yeah, so one thing just to answer on this, because this has been really, really big, where text carriers have kind of changed rules and regulations, even from like when Erica started years ago on here. So just in January, text carriers came out with a whole lot of new rules and a whole lot of new things. So when it comes to customer opt-in, the nice part about them purchasing through Zaya's site is in the terms of service, it does say, hey, you're giving us your information. We are going to reach out to you in regards to your order, okay? So what that means is on here, they have opted in to receive messages about that specific order. This is you doing a follow-up service because they just purchased a good or a service. And that's where, it does give you the right to then say, hey, thanks so much for your order. Letting you know that your order arrived. Hey, here's a tracking link for your order. Hey, if you have questions, let me know, right? So that's something that was considered like an implied opt-in. On the other side of it, right, where Erica, you're seeing her sending out texts, like you're seeing her send out marketing text messages. Those are things that customers do need to opt in for separately, right? And so this is where you might have seen in her thing where she has like a VIP text list, right? This is something where it does require opt-in from customers. And so an opt-in is something that we can either add into our drip campaign, right? Where maybe on like our second or third message where it's a, hey, if you'd like to stay in the loop on exclusive offers or promos or, special deals, reply VIP, right? We have VIP opt-in bots already built. We have VIP opt-out bots already built. So we have all of that. And that's something that we'll cover in a later meeting. But that is one thing, and a great question on here. We're asking about people needing to opt in. We don't want to burn our customers, right? To Erica's point, yes, people are going to say stop often, right? Because they don't want to do it. However, our goal is we don't want them to say stop, right? So that's where we want to make sure that we're not over messaging people. And I'll go deeper into the theory and things behind that, but we really want it to be something where they feel like, hey, they came to you because they wanted a boutique shopping experience. What that means is they feel like they have a more personal, relationship with all of you. And so I think what's really, really important there is that you then don't go into spam land, because I don't think any of your friends blow the shit out of your cell phone because they love their product, right? And so that's where we have to really, really keep that in mind, right? Is we love our product more than anybody else on the planet. That's why we're passionate about it. That's why we're building a business around it. So with a lot of these things, we just want to make sure we have implied, we have an implied opt-in from them where they're saying, yep, cool, I just placed an order, you can text me about it. But then when it comes to sending out promotional messaging and things like that, we do need an explicit opt-in where they say VIP or yes, text me about these things. And we'll go through how to get all of that set up. I think the number one most important thing right now, though, is helping all of you just start doing the implied follow-up because they've placed an order. The wild part about all of it, and I get really jacked about this because we've been following the stats of this on our own platform with hundreds of thousands of users for the last 3.5 years. People who send 2 text messages to their customers, a thank you, and here's a tracking link. And again, if you wanted, and maybe the tracking link, sometimes it's included depending on the back office integration or if they're doing their own fulfillment. But thank you for your order, and here's your tracking link. And then a second follow-up message. Hey, just checking in. How are you liking your products? Do you need help with anything? Do you have any questions? I'm here to help you. So those 2 messages, thanks, and hey, how are you liking it? I'm here for you, have led to a 24% increase in return customer sales. which is absolutely mind-blowing if you think about that. Just doing that. So again, something to keep in mind is if that's all that you're doing, you're winning. Okay. And it is one of those things where it's going to work, and you just got to stick to the process on there. If you then want to increase even further of gaining more customers and getting more customer, return customer orders, that's where there's then text campaigns like the ones that Erica is running that really do lead to more sales and people coming back. We just want to be very sensitive to not burn up those lists and have people say, man, I just get inundated with messages from this person. Like, I don't want to hear about it 14 times a month, right? They might want to hear from you maybe twice a month with a big deal or a big promotion. Okay. So I'll hop off my soapbox on there, but this is where I'm super excited is us automating just these two pieces in here have led to really big increases for people in their sales. And to break it down on the math on here, if you get one sale a month from your texting, it pays for the shout service, right? So that's where it's cool. All it takes is getting one, and it's like, cool, you've just covered the cost of then being able to do automated follow-up with all of your customers. And texts have a 98, or not, it's 98, it's 94% open rate, which is phenomenal, right? So that's where we're really excited to get, the tracking links added in here, automated for you. And we have a couple of other things coming down the pipe within the next probably 3 or 4 months that I think are also going to be really big game changers for you and how to make this process even more frictionless. So fantastic question so far. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I love it. And ladies, since you guys are in this, you're in that group chat called the Game Plan on Shout. You can only access that through your Shout app or browser. But that's not going to be text messages coming to your cell phone. So you're going to need to put that Shout app. I wish I could show my face right now. Sorry, guys. But my biggest suggestion is put the Shout app next to like your Facebook Messenger app or something else that you check often. Because the thing is you're going to forget about it. It's a new thing. So move that on your home screen to somewhere that's going to be right there, and make sure you have notifications on. That's in your settings. They are automatically off. So make sure you put those on so you're getting those. And in that game plan chat, we are actually going to show you guys how to set up these VIP opt-ins. Like, there is so much next level, but right now, just getting that follow-up system done is what you need. And then you actually are going to be sending your first text and getting marketing out on Monday, because you're a part of this game plan with us, and we're going to be teaching you every step of the way. And then I will get a call set up with Bryce so he can talk theory to some people that are interested in that, and we can kind of move on to that phase, and you guys can learn and understand a little bit more of what goes on behind the scenes. But a lot of us leaders have been using Shout for years, and we know what works and what doesn't. So we're going to teach it to you hand in hand as your assistants in Shout. So guys, let's give it up for Bryce. We appreciate him so much. And you guys, seriously, reach out to Shout if you have any questions, or if you are still struggling to get yours set up. They are your best bet. I would love to help you all with this, but at the end of the day, that Shout knows best, and they help me. I barely know what I'm doing half of the time. So we appreciate you so much, Bryce.
Of course. Yes. So yeah, please know on here, right? So Shout support, everyone has a conversation in their inbox with Shout support right off the bat, right? So if you're stuck, you're having issues with this, message Shout support. You're more than welcome to also message me. I'm putting my handle in there. It's Bryce from Shout. So you can find me inside of Shout and message me there. I always tell everyone to message Shout support first, just because they respond a lot faster, because there's multiple people that run that account, and there's only me that runs mine. And so I get backed up sometimes, and I apologize. So with that, please know we are more than happy to help. So if this is feeling like it's a little scary or going over your head, 1, watch the recording. 2, message support. And 3, we're actually working on just some really simple videos. We've been waiting for the Zaya back office to kind of finish kind of their updates and making some of the little tweaks or changes from this last weekend to go through and make like an official video of saying, great, here are the steps. And it's like a 3-minute video. And so you can watch that, share that with your team members and other folks. So it will show you exactly, you click on this, you click on this, you click on this. And then we're even going to have it do basically what we just showed in this demo of, you can either have it just send out the one message automatically that you can edit, or you can disable that and then set up your own routes or paths with the conditional actions. Or you can turn all of that off. And just this is to answer someone else's question. You can turn off all of that and it will still import all of your orders. And then you can manually just go into your new orders and you can run a bot straight from there, or run a drip campaign, or send a message. So lots of different ways to go about doing this. We're trying to streamline it as much as we can for you. But if you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed out, reach out to us. We'll set up a call and we'll hop on and we'll make sure that you're all set and you're moving in the right direction. So thank you, Erica, for letting me come and join your team. Really, really excited to have everybody on, and looking forward to hearing how.
Yes, thank you, ladies. Sorry, I think there's a lag.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you, Bryce.
Got it. Chat with you all
Bye.
soon.